Hello there, it's Carrie Rhodes here for ScrapbookPal. Thank you for coming back to the channel. Today I am playing with a brand new Betterpress plate. I'm going to be doing some Betterpress inking and some hot foiling with this set. All of these things are from the Celebrate You collection. This is the Happy Hooray Balloon set. It's got plates, it's got dies, and registration templates. So we're going to play with that. It's going to allow us to do multiple colors on one Betterpress set. Then we've got a sentiment set, Cheers to You sentiments, and the Buffalo Plaid for our background. Okay, this is the registration template. You can see there's different colors there, and that's going to allow us to set our plates down, ink them up, and repeatedly run our paper through the Betterpress system in order to get multiple colors from this one balloon array. So I'm going to tape the template down. There's a green line around the template, and that lines up exactly with the A2 lines on your base. Next, I taped my paper there, which is Betterpress paper, to the top of the platform. Then I can come in with my plates and I can lay them down so they line up with that template, the registration template. And then I can ink up just that set of balloons. Now I'm bringing in the newest inks from the Betterpress line. I'm going to use the Cruise, the Teal, and the Azure inks for mine, kind of going with that kind of turquoise feel. I love these colors, so of course I wanted to play with this balloon set using my favorite colors first. Now when you tap the ink on with Betterpress, they say it's good to kind of tap and twist. That can scoot these smaller dies over a little bit, so make sure they're straight before you go ahead, put the top on, and run it through your die cutting system. Now that we have that done, we can remove that first set of balloons and stick on the next color. Now this one for the next color has a pink outline. I noticed as I was inking it up, there was another balloon that is a standalone balloon that goes with the pink outline, and you could follow the colors on the outline, but really just do the colors that inspire you, but do them so each thing outlined in green is one color, each thing outlined in red is one color, and so on. Okay, so then we run that through again. I did not have to reposition my paper. It's taped in place, the template's taped in place, everything is where it should be. All right, we're coming in now with a third set of balloons and using a third color. I love this. So this is the Azure ink. Both of these sets of colors are new to the ink lineup for Betterpress, and I love that they came out with these like brighter and more subtle colors, and they are like my favorites. So I'm super excited to have some new ink colors, and these inks are just designed to stick well to the surface of the Betterpress plate, and that's going to give you the best results. Okay, next I am bringing in the strings for the balloons. There's also an outline for that, and I'm going to go ahead and use the Betterpress black. Now I want to point out, as I'm inking up this larger piece with this small ink pad, that Betterpress did also recently come out with a full-sized black pad, and that makes it easy for your large images. So take note of that, and all the things that are carried in the ScrapbookPal shop I will link for you below so you can easily go check those out. Okay, for the letters, there's little outlines for those as well. I'm using the Hooray template here, and I'm inking that up, and I have to point out to you something that's going to change the course of my card, and that is the ink that I got down onto that registration template, the black there. My paper has gone through the Betterpress system 4 times now. It made the paper a little bit warped, and so it actually picked up some of the ink off of that registration template, which has never happened to me before. Usually any excess ink does not get picked up. So I think it's just because the paper ran through so many times, it broke down the fibers of the paper and it got a little saggy, a little warped. So here I am using some archival cleaner to clean off my plates. So I dabbed the cleaner onto the plates and let it set for a minute, and then I'll come in and wipe everything off. And doing this on the magnetic surface is really helpful, and it was also allowing me to then clean off that registration template. Okay, this is the Buffalo Plaid plate. I love all things plaid, buffalo check, gingham. So when I saw this, I was super excited to do Betterpress with it. And because this takes up your entire A2 size card front, I put rolls of tape on the back of the paper instead of taping the front of the paper to that platen, I believe it's called. And now I'm inking this up with the same exact colors that I did for the balloons, and I'm going to try to do an ombre effect. So I started with my lightest color first, because then if I get any ink onto the other colors, it's a lighter color and it won't really show up. So there are 9 rows on this plaid, so I was able to easily eyeball 3 rows for each color and kind of overlap them in the middle. So now running this through the die machine to transfer that and press it into the paper, and it did not get the best transfer of ink. Like maybe I didn't have quite enough ink on it, so I decided I would ink it up again and run it again. Even though I know you can get a slight twist on things, I think this might have had the slightest little twist to it and might have offset it a tiny little bit, but I think it made it look more like fabric, and I love the result. Plus, I'm going to do a couple other things to that when we get to that part of the video, so stay tuned for that. While I had my Betterpress system out, I wanted to go ahead and do all those sentiments, and this is why I was so excited to get this set, is because it presses all of the sentiments at the same time, and then it has a die to cut all of them out at the same time, so then you have sentiments ready to go if you're making multiple cards, or you can save the ones you don't use in the package, and then you've got sentiments to use at any time on any card. I love that. By the way, the paper I use for the sentiments and my background is actually watercolor paper, and I find using the watercolor paper to also be a great option for Betterpress. So before we get everything put together, I did trim down my Buffalo Plaid background, so it was 5 inches by 5 1/4 inches by 4 inches, so I can have a little white border around it. I fussy cut out my balloons, and this is my fix for the balloon that has the excess ink on it. I'm going to go ahead and hot foil 2 of those balloons. I love that you can hot foil with your Betterpress plates. So I am using some Moonlit hot foil. It is so pretty. It's that same kind of teal color, and it's got an iridescent shine to it. Now I've got 2 balloons I can use. With a little leftover scrap of that foil, I decided to go ahead and hot foil a sentiment. Even though I thought I was going to use the "You Did It," I realized that I needed a little repeat of the hot foiling if I was going to put it on one of those balloons. So while the congratulations heated up, I fussy cut out that extra balloon, but the congratulations I do not have to cut because there's a die to go with it. I guess I did cut it out with the die, but I didn't have to cut it with a paper cutter or scissors. Okay, we're going to put everything together now. I popped up the balloon onto my little array of balloons, and like I said, I'm switching out my "You Did It" for congratulations so I could have a hot foiled sentiment. I guess I could have hot foiled "You Did It," but I decided I would use that on the inside of the card instead. Now, I wanted more shine, right? So I pulled out some distressed mica spray stains that I thought went well with my Betterpress inks, and I'm splattering those on top. Now, I know this is a seasonal product line and that they might not be available for purchase right now in the ScrapbookPal shop. However, you could use watercolors here. There are a lot of mica powders, there's perfect pearls, there's a lot of things you could use in place of what I'm using right now, but the splatter on there I think just played with that kind of hooray theme and helped hide some of the fact that my background had some spots that looked a little bit watercolored, like not 100% solid, and I personally love that look and I love splatter, so that was the thing that I did for my background. You could also come in with some rhinestones or sequins or pearls and add that to your background, and that would add to that playful feel of this card. So you can see I had my extra balloon cut out, I added it to the inside, just drew a little string, and then put the "You Did It" banner on the inside for a little repeat of the fun that's on the outside of the card going on the inside. So that finishes up my card. I really think it is so much fun to play with the registration templates, and it's just one of many sets like this with the templates that Spellbinders is coming out with for the Betterpress system, and I think it's a really fun way to play with Betterpress. So I hope you give it a try. I hope you're inspired here to make a card today and do something creative. Thank you so much for stopping by, and we'll see you very soon with a new video right here on the Scrapbook Pal channel. Thanks for watching. Bye.